Hey everybody, I'm Alex Margulies and welcome to our summer 2020 edition of Exploring Our Backyard. We're brought to you by the Nevada Department of Wildlife, who reminds you in challenging times like these, we need Nevada's wildlife more than ever. I'm here in beautiful Wingfield Park overlooking the Truckee River in downtown Reno. We've got a great show coming up over the next 30 minutes. Later on in our show, we'll take you to Tahoe City to the Tahoe Treetop Adventure Park as we'll go swinging through their ropes course from tree to tree. We'll also go scaling the gnarly cliffs of Squaw Valley with Alpenglow Expeditions via Ferrata. And one of my favorite and craziest activities that you can find in the state of Nevada, we'll go land sailing on a nearby playa and take you back to the shores of Lake Tahoe for a beautiful kayaking adventure with Clearly Tahoe. But up first, we're gonna go shred some gnar, head up to the lake and meet up with our friends at Tahoe Surf Company for a little bit of wake surfing. Let's check it out.
Hey, what's up guys? I'm Jeb Cicluna. Welcome to Tahoe Surf Company. Wake surfing is so much fun when you're in the company of family and friends in an awesome boat where you guys can actually simulate surfing in the ocean behind a boat, but it's an endless wave. You can also custom tune that wave. You can make it steeper to hold you in with more energy. You can make it more mellow for doing lots of cool turns. We can make it long where you can have so much more playground to work up and down the wave like World Surf League when we're watching those guys move and groove. Or you can make it shorter and make that wave a lot more bigger. So much fun. This vessel, this is a 2020 Super Air Nautique G25. So Nautique makes this ultimate surf machine, basically. This one in particular is a 19-passenger vessel. Their engineering team is phenomenal. So Marine Specialties out of Sparks, Nevada is the Nautique dealer.
Who better than Andy Finch to teach me here with Tahoe Surf Company, former U.S. Olympic snowboarder, resident here of Truckee. You think you can get me up on this thing and drop in the rope?
Absolutely, no question about it. That's what we do. That's what we're all about. We're gonna have you surfing this wave.
Sick, man. Can't wait to do it. You.
He started working on getting that handle low. It really helped stabilize him. He's still struggling a little bit to get the weight onto the front foot. It's a mind game. It's really hard to imagine a better place in the world to do this. I mean, 6,000 feet here at Lake Tahoe, you can see down crystal clear 30 feet, you can see the bottom. But really what makes this for me is the experience we're able to give people. They come out with these hurdles. We get them out, we get them up. We get the biggest smiles in the world, and it puts a smile on my face and keeps me coming back, no matter what's thrown at us.
Man, that was awesome. I feel like I'm getting this close to being able to drop that rope. I'm gonna take a little break though. Jeb was telling me he can go tandem surfing. Not gonna do that with me, so we're gonna put Shannon on a board and see how she does.
Way to go.
Thank you.
Let's get the WRC We Rock Surf Club handshake.
Here.
Snap.
Snap.
Hit the fist.
Hit the fist.
Boom. Whack the lip. Full send, guys.
Come on, stay on the toes, brace on the toes. Yeah! Follow the rope, Stay on the front, stay on the gas.
Like I said before, I've been wake surfing a couple times in my life. Never been able to stand up like that, ride like that, drop the rope. Top-notch instruction, amazing equipment, an incredible boat, and one of the most beautiful places in the world. You got to come wake surfing out here with Tahoe Surf Company. We'll see you guys next time on Exploring Our Backyard. Man, looking back at that piece, I'm already itching for my next surfing adventure on the crystal clear waters of Lake Tahoe. Thanks again to our friends at Tahoe Surf Company. If you want to give it a try, head to their website, tahoesurfcompany.com for more information. Coming up next here on Exploring Our Backyard, presented by the Nevada Department of Wildlife. We'll take you across the border into California to take a look at the Via Ferrata at Squaw Valley with Alpenglow Expeditions. Welcome back to Exploring Our Backyard, presented by the Nevada Department of Wildlife. Find your Nevada staycation. We go now across the border into California to Squaw Valley as Shannon Kelly takes us on an incredible adventure with Alpenglow Expeditions and their Via Ferrata.
Hey, my name's Sam. I work at Alpenglow Expeditions, and we've been climbing Tram Face here in Squaw Valley for 2 years now.
Bags there.
Like this. Like that?
Yep, exactly.
Okay.
All right, so we'll have you buckle your seatbelts there. Via Ferrata takes hiking to a new level, so it's really like an adventurous hike. We explore areas that are a little bit more like climbing, but you don't need any technical skills or prior experience climbing to climb the Tahoe Via. Squaw Valley is a really great and unique venue for the Via Ferrata because there's this iconic rock face, the Tram Face, that kind of looks at, stares right down at you as you drive into the valley, and you can't help but look up at it and just wonder what it's like to be up there. It's also terrain that has been permanently closed to the public and previously unexplored. And so the Via Ferrata is the first way to explore that terrain that really hasn't been covered before.
This way?
Yep, just like that. Perfect, and now you're on.
Okay.
Via Ferratas were originally built in Europe to move troops through the mountains, and they've since become recreational activities, and we opened our Via Ferrata in October of 2018, and it's been a great way to expose the United States to Via Ferratas.
Awesome stuff so far. A little tougher, I think, than I expected. Maybe I'm just out of shape, though.
Yeah, but the view is incredible, and when you're stuck between a rock and a hard place, nothing like nature to put everything into perspective,
I think for a lot of climbers, the most challenging part of the Via Ferrata is the mental aspect. They're clipped in and secured to this steel cable 100% of the time, and so they're in a very secure position. But mentally, a lot of times they have not experienced the exposure before, and so getting outside of their comfort zone a little bit and overcoming some of those mental barriers is really challenges people. And once they've overcome those mental barriers, that joy and accomplishment is really great.
Definitely something to put on my bucket list for next summer. If you want more information about the Via Ferrata, head to TahoeVia.com and book your adventure today. Coming up on Exploring Our Backyard, sponsored by the Nevada Department of Wildlife. We'll take you out to a nearby Nevada playa to introduce you to the sport of land sailing. Welcome back to Exploring Our Backyard, presented by the Nevada Department of Wildlife. #responsible recreation. We go now to one of my absolute favorite activities that you can do in the state of Nevada. Not very many people have heard of it. It's called land sailing. You go out into the middle of the Nevada desert, plenty of playas to do this, and you rip around on these dirt boats. I don't really know how else to really explain it to you, but you'll just have to watch this piece and check it out.
Land sailing is the second fastest way to sail on the planet. Ice boating is the fastest.
Give me the basic concept of how this works.
So a land sailor, dirt boat, is a boat. It has a hull, essentially, we're sitting in. It has a sail, just like any other sail, and the same types of controls you would have on a sailboat. So you utilize the wind, which is solar energy, to move around on this surface. And with a land sailor, because of the lack of friction, you can actually do what was always kind of theoretical, but go 3 or 4 times the speed of the wind.
At 1 minute you could be going 10 miles an hour, and and the next minute you could be going 50 miles an hour. And it's at a moment's change.
I just can't believe we just did that. I mean, the wind out here and everything, it's carrying you. It's impossible not to smile.
In the mid-90s, I was a recreation therapist. And a friend of mine, paraplegic, got turned on to this sport by a friend. He couldn't use the feet control, so they made a hand control. And I'm going, man, I could do this in my job. I could introduce all kinds of disabilities to this. It's a very adaptable sport. So we've had hemiplegics, paraplegics, amputees, quadriplegics.
That was really fun, and I think I'd probably do it for the rest of my life if I did.
How cool is this that it's right here in your backyard? Within a couple hours, you can drive to any number of these.
An hour 15 minutes from where we were, Reno to here, an hour and 15 minutes. Nevada is the dry lake capital of the world, I think. Instead of coming out here for the day, we could bring our trailer or RVs and camp overnight or 3 days or whatever, doesn't matter. And there's no charge.
So awesome to get out there with Dave, Bobby, and their crew. Definitely one of my favorite activities here in the area. Coming up next year on Exploring Our Backyard, we're going up to the crystal clear shores of Lake Tahoe as Shannon Kelly rejoins the fold and takes you on a kayaking adventure with Clearly Tahoe. That's coming up. Welcome back to Exploring Our Backyard, presented by the Nevada Department of Wildlife. We go back now to the crystal clear shores of Lake Tahoe to rejoin Shannon Kelly, who takes us on a kayaking adventure with Clearly Tahoe.
Wow, this is awesome.
Clearly Tahoe is such an amazing, unique recreational activity in the Lake Tahoe area. We started about 4 years ago as a way to be able to share that underwater experience with guests without getting wet. It is a new activity that's suitable for everyone, all ages and skill levels, adults, grandma, grandpa, kids, anyone 5 and up can take part in this activity.
Obviously, safety is our #1 priority here, so we are wearing our life jackets, okay? We always recommend that you guys wear your life jackets because we want you guys to feel safe. If you are a first-time kayaker, you really have nothing to worry about, okay? These things are super stable, extremely easy to paddle. They're not meant to go really fast or anything like that. Obviously, being transparent, you want to be looking down, up, all around, you know, having a lot of fun with it, okay?
It's just an incredible way to get out, explore the lake, relax, and take in your full surroundings, both along the shoreline as well as below the surface. Clear kayaking is so much different than a typical kayak. They're shaped a lot like a canoe. It's because they are. It's actually a French-style canoe called a pirogue, and it's designed for fishing in shallow waters. They're flat on the bottom, so they don't have a defined hull like a normal kayak would, but it does create a window of visibility for guests to see down through the bottom, about 65, 70 feet, depending on the time of year and the year.
Dang, this is just so crazy. Seeing the bottom.
The boats, because they're flat on the bottom, are much more stable than a canoe. Unlike a normal kayak or a canoe, this is a whole new, unique type of activity that is new to even experienced kayakers. It is such a rewarding experience to not just share the kayaking itself, but to also educate a lot of our guests on the things that they can do to get involved to help keep Tahoe blue and keep this, you know, beautiful lake preserved the way it is today.
I've been to Lake Tahoe so many times and I've never seen it with a view quite like this, checking out the bottom of Lake Tahoe in a clear kayak. What an incredible experience with Clearly Tahoe. Another reminder why you should come on out and explore our backyard. We'll see you next time.
If you want to book an adventure, get out on the water with Clearly Tahoe, you can head to their website at clearlytahoe.com. Coming up next here on Exploring Our Backyard, we'll go to Tahoe City for a treetop adventure. This is something you will not want to miss. Welcome back to Exploring Our Backyard. I'm Alex Margulies. In our final segment, we send it back out to Shannon Kelly in Tahoe City, who takes us to the Tahoe Treetop Adventure Park. Let's check it out.
Woohoo! Another reason why.
I came in hot.
Not bad from Chicago.
Hi, I'm Jesse Dessens from Tahoe Treetop Adventure Parks. What we've built here are aerial adventure parks, sometimes referred to as an aerial trekking course. And it's just a series of tree platforms connected by a variety of bridges and or zip lines.
That was a good leap, Stan. I'm a girl.
It's an idea that's been in Europe for a long time, and it's relatively new to the U.S. There's actually more aerial adventure parks on the East Coast, but it is growing fairly fast. I've been involved in the ropes course industry for over 20 years, and it's related to that, although it's a different safety system.
We're gonna pull them over our shoulders like a pair of suspenders or like a backpack.
Safety is huge, right? And I think anything that we can do to just make sure that it's like foolproof is really something that we're trying to do.
There you go.
Cool, thank you.
You're very welcome.
Awesome. Woohoo, we're ready to go.
So we've added a lot of new stuff. For instance, we have like a pin lock carabiner instead of like a twisting lock carabiner, just to like add that extra precaution. Especially because we do have little kids out here by themselves, and so the fact that you never have to like unclip or anything like that, it's just smooth, you like glide on through. I think it's just a big deal.
The two main parks in Tahoe City at Grand Lebacan Resort and this one here in the North Tahoe Regional Park in Tahoe Vista are pretty similar. You know, large trees, pines, cedars. The one at Squaw Valley is a little different. It's an older course and there's more vertical climbing. The other two larger courses are pretty similar, although there are a lot of different bridges at each one. In total, there's probably 90 different events to do, 65 different unique bridges, and 30 zip lines.
Tell me about some of your favorite courses here.
I like the paddleboard course. It's a longer course, maybe 11 different events. It's got some really unique ones. It has some huge letters that spell out Tahoe Treetop, which is actually one of the bridges. It has a paddleboard that we've suspended up in the air. That's super wobbly and pretty fun. You know, kind of the lake theme, because you can see the lake from it.
This is cool. On paddleboard, everyone.
Lake view is one of the favorites here because it's mostly zip lines. Everyone loves to do zip lines. So there's only 2 bridges on that course and a bunch of different zip lines.
If you want to check out the Tahoe Treetop Adventure Park, they offer 3 courses and each tour is about 2.5 hours. Most consist of 7 to 12 tree platforms with 5 to 10 courses, totaling 70 plus tree platforms. You can head to TahoeTreetop.com for more information. That'll do it for our summer 2020 edition of Exploring Our Backyard, sponsored by our friends at the Nevada Department of Wildlife. In these challenging times, we need Nevada's wildlife more than ever. I'm Alex Margulies saying so long from downtown Reno, and we will see you next time.